New lighter I'm fucking with, Jerry. See the
Ooh,
different
dope.
colors, and it
Like
stays
that.
on.
It
And
stays.
then
Oh, nice. Does that ring come with, or did you fucking mod it?
yeah, that ring comes with it. It's how you turn it. It's how you turn the fuel on and off.
That's fucking dope, man.
And it
There we
has
go.
a flint. I don't have any butane lighters with a flint. Do you have
Man,
any butane lighters with a flint, Jerry?
No, that's
No.
kind of weird, actually.
Yeah, I thought the same thing. It is
What is that
weird.
all about? And I'm having the hardest time finding our shit. It's weird.
Well, we're live now, and tonight we're going to be talking about meditation. And I know meditation is a pretty broad topic. There's a lot of different types of meditation, and we'll talk about a bunch of different types, and we'll talk about meditative habits versus actual meditation. But I want to eventually end up with drifting into mindfulness meditation, and I want to talk to you guys about mindfulness meditation, how I found it, and the profound effects that it's had on my life. But it's a pretty deep topic. You guys ready to get into a deep topic? Are you guys loose? Are you guys mentally loose? Are you guys ready for me to change your mind?
I might be loose. Let's say I'm open. We can say I'm open.
You're
I'm
open?
excited, man. I'm all stretched. I'm all stretching.
You got to stretch for this one. That's for sure.
Yeah, man. Some kind of mental gymnastics going on here, right? So.
Right? Mental gymnastics is a good way to put it.
No, I'm excited though, Troy. I've dabbled with a little bit and have my own little things, but I know that it's something that has played a big part in your life, and I appreciate you wanting to share it. I'm excited to hear how it's done a lot for you.
It has played a big part of my life, and to be completely honest, man, it's played a much bigger part in my life, and it has led to a lot of things that I did not expect. Like once I went into it with a little bit of an open mind, I found a lot more than what I was expecting to get out of it.
Nice. Can you give me an example?
It's hard. Let me tell you how I found meditation initially first, and then we'll kind of get into the rabbit hole syndrome. Because me, I have ADHD, and I had been taking Adderall for a long time, for years ago. And one of the things that my psychiatrist had told me is, she's like, if you don't want to be taking these drugs, that there are other ways. And she recommended meditation. And I had tried meditation back then. This was like 10 years ago. And meditating back then was fucking hard. Like it was hard. And it was hard. It took so much meditation to even see any anti-ADHD benefits that to me, it was just like, okay, this ain't gonna work. I'm gonna take Adderall instead, because this is fucking like nonsense. Like it was just way too much work. But then, as I found and relied on passions to achieve my anti-ADHD, and I chased my dreams. When I quit my job to pursue 420 Vape Zone, one of the things I did is I hired a life coach. Like I hired for and paid like a coach to meet with me twice a week, just to get my shit in order, just to make sure that my head is in the right place. My thoughts are in the right place. I wanted to make sure I wasn't doing something too crazy. Right. And one of the things that she made me stick to was daily meditation, daily mindfulness meditation. And even if it was just 5 minutes of it. And that's really when I found like, whoa, like this is more than just what I was into before. And the reason it happened that way is because when I went into it the second time, like 2 years ago, I kind of went into it with just a 5 minutes a day. And it was more of a calm my brain down. Like I was
stop thoughts or whatever.
Yeah. Like my coach was constantly reframing my state of mind. And in order for me to put off some of these thoughts, she wanted me meditating. And that's kind of where I found the mindfulness meditation. And the trigger that then this is where it changed is when I found my meditative mind, when I found the state of mind that I could be in from mindfulness meditation, I realized how much of my previous life and how much of my current active mind I was just completely missing out on. I was pissing my attention away. I was pissing my focus away. And I had already pissed away so much of my previous life just by being in like robot mode, by autopilot, monkey mind. There's so much of your day-to-day routine that just happens. Like you drive to work, you everyone's felt it. You drive to work, something that you do every day. You get in your car and you go to your job, and you get there and you're like, how the fuck did I get here? Like, I don't recall passing the church. I don't recall going through this intersection. Like the last 15 minutes is a blur because you were operating at like 10% of your capacity. You were in autopilot. And the more routines we have and the more mundane our lives are, or the more unchecked that checked in we are, the more in autopilot we are. So the less of our lives we have the ability to actually make a difference. There's no choice. There's no free will. It's just happening. And then with all the conditioning that we're bred with and we're raised into, to feel insecure and like we're not doing enough, and we're not good enough, and we're fat and we're ugly and we're stupid, and so and so is better. We look at other people's things. All of those things tie into that same monkey mind. And what happens is everybody ends up just being in that suffering state with no glimpse of awareness whatsoever.
Okay,
And
so let me get this right. You went and contacted a life coach because you felt as if you wanted to go down a different path. Like you wanted to open Pandora's box, if you will. Like you wanted to learn more, self-development, right?
well, I was already into the self-development, and I had already decided what I was going to do with my life. I wanted a life coach that had more experience mentoring my type of situation. I wanted somebody that had more familiarity with what I was going through or about to go through. Yeah.
Basically somebody that's done it before and are successful at doing what it is that you're looking for.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
it was a rabbit hole. Like it was a total rabbit hole.
So you realized that through this process that we waste a lot of time from putting our thoughts and overthinking different situations and scenarios, or just zoning out and going into autopilot, like you said, driving just to work and not even realize how you got there. Like, and when you said that, it kind of made sense to me, because I'm thinking back when I did HVAC, there's times when I would leave my house and I'm not even up yet. I leave my house and I get in my car and I drive there. I have my cup of coffee and then I wake up. So that first 15, 20 minutes is just like, it's something that I did. And I think that's a lot of time lost because it was robot stage, like you said. And if you do that over and over and over and over and over, and you compound that, that's a lot of fucking time.
It is a lot of time. It is a lot of time.
That's interesting. I'm listening. Okay. So, continue. I'm sorry. Just questions.
No, that's.
So what do you do now, Troy? Like, I mean, you mentioned there's different kinds of meditation. I mean, you started out just trying to get through a simple 5-minute a day routine, right?
Yeah, and that's the fun part. I mean, when I had tried meditating to solve my ADHD, I had tried. It wasn't called mindfulness meditation, but I had tried a few different techniques. But when I got back into it, I was basically told to go find a few different types and explore. Like I wasn't told by my life coach, like, oh, you need mindfulness meditation. She's like, you need some sort of meditative practice to keep your mental foundation in the right place. And mindfulness meditation was one of them, but transcendental was another one. And there's chakra meditation. There's a lot of different types of meditation. And even my wife is into like journaling, which for her is her meditation. Like she journals every day, and that's part of her meditative cycle. And I know, Jerry, you have talked before about like you have meditative things that you do, or you've described things that you do that are meditative, or to me they sound meditative while not actively being like mindfulness meditation. Like,
yeah, I think the first time I messed around with meditation was when I first got to college. and it was pretty cool, but I was definitely going at it in a very mechanical kind of a way. Like, okay, somebody's teaching me how to do something. I follow these steps. I'm supposed to clear my mind, you know, and it was kind of like I was trying to follow a procedure to get to a place. And that didn't really touch me, or didn't work out for me. And then I didn't really mess around with it until just recently, like in the last few years. So that's a good 25, 30 years of just nah. And so yeah, so anyhow, but when I started coming back to it, it wasn't so much I was looking to meditate as like what I heard is that the word meditation kind of means to become familiar with. So at the end of the day, instead of like having this word meditation mean something that I have to do, I was trying to figure out how do I get more familiar with whatever. Maybe it's myself. Maybe you meditate on something, you know. And it's worked out well for me in the sense that I really wanted to have a more, I'll just call it spiritual because I'm not sure what the word ought to be these days, but a more spiritual or deeper connection with the herb because I vape a lot, and it's helped me in a lot of ways. It's really called me inward at a lot of times in life when I needed it. And I mean, you guys have seen what I've got over here. I've got this stage, and I've got, you know, I call it a stage. It's a whole damn shelf that I can wheel all over the house if I want. And it's got, everything's mounted to it, the lighting and the cameras and everything. I've got
Altar.
like, yeah, I got electric, you know, strip over here mounted. So everything's always plugged in, but it all is just like, it's one cord away from unplugging and rolling anywhere I want. And I got the whole gig here, and I've been doing this for a long time. And I started getting to where my sessions were kind of becoming more meditative. And for me, meditation just means being present. And so whether I'm walking on the beach and just am very present to the physical sensations, and the clutter in my head goes away, that's a moment of meditation. You know, sometimes, you know, you hear about athletes getting in the zone and really pushing through and getting into new levels, and that to me is some kind of meditation. But I've really used my sessions with herb to kind of break through and get intimate in terms of getting to know the inside. And I've really been looking inward and doing a lot of thinking and sorting and emotional stuff. And it's been amazing, man. I mean, I really feel like the herb is an integral part of that, and I love it. That's what I wanted, and without even realizing that's what I was building, it just kind of ended up being there. It was awesome.
It does sound ritualistic, and cannabis is very ritualistic, and having that routine can be extremely therapeutic. Speaking of like rituals and therapy style of meditative things, woodworking is a really, really common thing that people describe as meditative, like putting a piece of wood into a lathe and turning it.
Art. So for me, like being artistic and creative, that's what allows me to kind of block outside thoughts and be present in the moment, right? I have to be, because it doesn't matter what the fuck happened back then or what's about to happen. I have to be present the entire time so I can make whatever it is that's in my mind. But what's interesting to me is, so when I think of meditation, okay, I think of being in one place that's quiet as fuck and just trying to completely shut your mind off. Just completely shut it off,
yeah,
right?
That's not possible, right?
But listening to what Jerry's saying about, you know, his routine of cannabis and how it helps him to like clear thoughts or have thoughts and kind of clean things up, if you will, inside your mind, writing does that for me. So I find writing as a way of condensing my thoughts and filing my filing cabinet in my mind, right? Because I never re-look at these things that I write. I just write them down because it helps me just organize these specific thoughts. And then if these are specific thoughts that are like a to-do list, then I can just do them and it's done. It's out of my mind. I don't need to fucking do it anymore because I wrote it the fuck down. I got it done and I can move on. So that's very interesting. But I have not been able to do the I don't even know how I would explain it, but I don't know how to shut my mind off.
Oh, so that's
Right.
that's the struggle I ran into as well. Like when I first tried meditating, my Zen buddy was like, go into a quiet room and light a candle and stare at the flame and only focus on the flame. It's like, dude, like the one thing I learned is I can sit there and focus on a flame really damn well, but I'm gonna have a myriad of thoughts. I'm gonna have a porn running through my head. I'm gonna have so many different things going on in my brain, but I won't lose focus on that candle.
Porn.
Like I'm the type of person that can literally pick up a book, start reading it. My eyes will still be moving along the words, but my brain will no longer be in the book. Like my eyes will be doing it. I'll be turning the pages. I'll be 4 pages later and I'll be like, fuck, what happened? I am no longer reading the book.
100%.
Yeah.
That's why I had to listen to audiobooks.
Yeah, Austin, that's why when we've talked before and you described some of your brain things, and I was like, I can relate with that.
Mm-hmm.
This is going to be a huge thing for you, because mindfulness meditation, man, it's not blocking your thoughts. It's simply being aware of them and separating yourself from them and training your brain to be in the moment. So with mindfulness meditation, what you do is you focus on your breath or on your physical being. And when you have a thought, and you will, it's like, if we were to try to meditate right now, let's say if we were just to say for, let's say 2 breaths, like let's together right now as an example, with our eyes open, looking at each other, let's take 1 inhale or two breaths, so 1 inhale, 1 exhale, and then 1 more inhale and 1 exhale. And only focus on the feeling that you get from breathing. Like, and try to count how many thoughts you have. You ready? You guys ready? So let's.
Yeah, ready. 1, 2, 3, go. I don't know when you guys are done, but I'm done. But I had a couple of thoughts, man, like your kitten just hanging in the picture.
It's really difficult to not have thoughts. Yeah. So with mindfulness meditation, essentially what you're doing is you're exercising your brain, and it's been proven that if you have a mindfulness meditation habit, it's been proven to improve your ability to focus, your overall concentration power. It increases people's compassion, like the actual compassion in your life. It increases your life satisfaction, and it improves your sensory clarity. So all of your senses become more clear over time just by having this meditation habit. Because what it does is when you focus on your breath and you go into it with a positive mind state, you go into it knowing that you're going to have thoughts. You go into it with a positive mind, and when you're focusing on your breath, and then a thought comes in about the cat or whatever, the only thing you do is you note it, be like, I had a thought about a cat, or the thing, and then you put it off, and the attitude that you have in that mental act of catching your thought and then rerouting your focus back to the breath is really important. Because if you look at it as negative, like if you're trying to focus, and you're like, God damn it, I keep thinking of this fucking cat, I suck at meditation. Because seriously, like, what you practice becomes stronger, and the attitude that you have in that is what you're developing. So when you hit it with a positive attitude, when you're like, I had another thought, you put it off and you go back to the focus. That act of catching your brain getting distracted and then putting your focus back to where it's supposed to be is like a little bicep curl for your brain.
That makes so much fucking sense, bro. I've never thought about it like this. Because another thing too is I just read in the chat where somebody said I'll scroll to the chat. So sorry if I don't mention your name. So but shout outs to somebody in the chat said that if you're trying it, you're doing it. So that sounds that kind of pairs up like what you're saying. You're catching the thought. You're like, this thought is here, but let's get back to my breath. And then you breathe, and then you have another thought about what you're going to do tomorrow, but you catch that thought, throw it out the way, focus on your breathing, and continue to do that. And every time you do that, that muscle of focusing on your breathing is better. So you can maybe go longer periods of time without having to think of something else, right? And then over years, then maybe that's why people who are older and doing it can sit there and just not think of nothing for a long time because they've done it over and over and over and over.
From what I understand, people that have been practicing meditating for years, sometimes when they meditate, it feels like it's their first time, like as far as their thoughts.
So there's no.
I mean, you're obviously going to get better at it.
Yeah.
But it's a complicated cycle.
Okay.
But here's the thing, man. Like once you start, I noticed a life difference within 10 days. At 5 minutes a day, I noticed a life difference within 10 days.
A life difference of what?
Within 10 days of doing it.
Yeah.
Like as a habit,
Yeah.
I told myself, one, I wish I had started this when I was 25.
Okay.
Two,
well, I'm 2 years past that, so I'm close.
I'm gonna do this every day and make it a goal to increase the amount of time that I can do it.
Okay, so this is what I'm asking you. After that 10 days, what is the change that you experienced or noticed?
The root feeling of equanimity. Just
That's a fucking word. You better dumb that down, bro.
It made me it made me understand. Look, man. It separated the me from all of the constant barrage of thoughts that I have. So all of the constant like the Troy thoughts, the shit that shapes my day and the shapes my brain and my attitude. You know, once I realized that I am not my thoughts. Like when I can separate all of my thoughts, I can realize at the bare minimum, I am a body and my brain produces thoughts. I can choose to ignore them. I can choose to act upon them. That has made the biggest difference in the world, because going through life, I can do the exact same thing with situations and emotions, confrontations, all of it. That meditation habit
it gives you more control. It gives you more control over your reactions of what things happen, because
I can be indifferent about them. Yeah.
Right. Because if something happens, you're not going to instantly act on emotion, because you have that training of catching that thought, so you can catch it, realize, okay, this fucking happened. Now what do we do?
Yeah. Instead of falling off into autopilot and being the spiral of suffering that humanity's has conditioned us for.
That's very interesting. That makes a lot more sense now for me, and I feel like that's a lot more doable. Because every time, like I said, every time I heard meditation, I thought it was just literally just trying to stop all thought from entering your mind.
That's what I always thought of it before as well. Before I really discovered.
So do you do that too before you go to bed? Because like we have the conversations. I can't fucking sleep for nothing ever. And you said, try meditating before bed and see if that helps. Is that the same thing? Is still catching the thought and just trying to focus on breathing, and you feel tired afterwards, or like what's your deal there?
Here's the thing. I suffered from extreme insomnia, and it's literally exactly what you described. Like having ideas, having the desire to do things
all the time.
I was a programmer, and in my early years, I was one of the early internet engineers. So when I was building websites and shit like that, there weren't a lot of websites around. So if I had some fucked up idea to build, chances are it hadn't been done before. So I'd be sitting there at night and I'd be like, oh shit, I should make a website that does this, or I should go make a program that does this. It was 2000, 2001. Like, there was plenty of opportunity, but I had a million ideas, and I couldn't sleep because of it. But also I spread myself so thin upon all those ideas that none of those could really come to completion. But anyway, on the insomnia, once I started having a mindfulness meditation habit, nearly immediately, man, my ability to fall asleep just happened. Like I would lay down to go to bed at 12:40, I'm like, oh, I'm not even fucking tired. I'm not sure how this is gonna go. And bam, fucking sleeping.
So is that the byproduct of being able to turn your mind off, kind of?
No, I don't think. See, you're describing it as still turn your mind off because you have an expectation, but in reality, it's a perspective thing. It's a perspective thing. Like once you get in there and you stand in your active mind, and your thoughts can hit you, and they can be as real and hard, and talking about your mama, all those emotional triggers that that you can hit yourself with. Once you realize that I don't have to listen to these thoughts because my thoughts are not me. Once you have that,
Okay.
suddenly your thoughts have a lot less power. So when you're in bed at night and your thoughts are hitting you, you're not picking up the fucking phone and being like, oh, what are you saying, thoughts? You're just like, whatever, bitches. And it's kind of the same thing with anxiety. Like when you have all those anxiety thoughts, you're like, once you have that grounding, that grounded feeling that mindfulness delivers, once you know that it's there, once you know that you have that to resort to, or you've been there, it changes the perspective of all of those mental voices and all of those confrontations and feelings and thoughts. It gives you a like a little magneto helmet. Like put it on, like
Well said, man. I like that.
That's interesting.
That's dope.
But it's not something that you just learn to do it once and ta-da.
Right.
I mean, I don't meditate every day anymore, and I still reap the benefits of having that habit.
Yeah.
But when I get into it and I meditate every day, it's a much bigger difference. But it's always a looking back thing.
Yeah.
Like when I'm in a slump, like a couple months ago, like what, a week ago, 2 weeks ago, I told Jerry, like I haven't meditated in months. And he's like, well, there's your problem. But I couldn't meditate. Every time I would try to meditate, I would have just extreme mom death thoughts. Like I could literally see my mom's last breath. Like this oh, I'm gonna go to the park and meditate. And just, nope, not today. Not today. I'm gonna go for a walk instead.
Yeah. That's clearly not where you should be unless you're ready to do that. You know what I mean? So
I've managed to get through with it though. Again, I've been able to find my breath.
Good, man.
Okay. That's very interesting.
I think the whole clear your mind thing is a miss. I think that's a miss in my opinion. I mean, it's maybe a state you can arrive at, but it's not something that you're trying to declutter your mind and sweep out the corners so that you have a clear mind. That doesn't really happen. That doesn't happen.
It sets unrealistic expectations.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's if you come in without expectation, you'll have a whole lot more fun. I think that I think we screw up a lot of things that we do in our culture in particular. I think a lot of things are just a little bit off, and I think there's plenty going on in this culture with meditation that's probably being taught that's just a little bit off, because that's kind of how we fuck things up over here, just get a little bit off.
Yeah.
And I think meditation seems to be more about mindfulness, and I didn't have shit for success until I started learning how to focus. And it wasn't about decluttering my mind, it was about focusing. And when I'm dealing with something emotional, I'll focus on the physical sensations. And then the other things that I use to focus are like Troy, when we had that sound bath. Ever since that sound bath, I went out and got some. And these bowls have helped me focus a ton, man. These things are awesome. I don't know if you can hear it or not on here, because this one's my quieter one, but.
So I love the technique and how serious you were with how you let that go, but I heard absolutely none of that.
You can't
But
hear it, anybody?
no, I couldn't
Troy, did
hear
you
it.
hear it?
I could hear a little bit. It sounded like your frequency.
Damn. It was coming through on my stuff big. What if I strike it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Is that a little better? That's a little intense for me though. I like the other stuff's real quiet and steady, but I've got some quartz ones that are a lot more. I mean, they'll fill the fucking room up like they did that time we had that bath, Troy. But there was something about that bath that helped me focus and kind of recognize vibrations and sound and frequencies, something that can really help me. And so when I got my first bowl, I would play that and just focus on the frequency that was coming out of that thing. And man, I could zone out. Like, I mean, almost like drop the stick kind of stuff. And that kind of helped me learn how to focus just in a kind of a weird way, where even just certain sounds or frequencies or things, if I focus on them, that can kind of help me just
Shut the fuck up. I think see,
It's
I think
crazy.
if I could do some magic like you just did, and just that sound would give me something to focus on that's a little more distracting than looking at something. Like I could be more distracted and get lost in that sound than if I were to stare at a fucking flame flickering.
Yeah.
You know
I
what
mean,
I'm saying?
it works for you. Yeah, this is what helped me. And I don't use the bowls often, but they got me started on being able to, they taught me how to focus is all I'm saying. And I don't understand, I can't really describe it. It's an internal way it's to focus. These things taught me to do. And so now when I have my sessions, I don't really call them meditations. I described them a little bit earlier with the weed. And when I'm get over here, going through some bowls is, I don't know what to call them. So I made a playlist on YouTube that I call Manifest. And it's just my favorite songs to listen to while I'm doing that to get me into the mode of really focusing on whatever that focus is. And the focus could try to be quiet. Usually the focus is not that. I'm processing some emotion or some scenario or something and working through that. And so, but the music helps me get there, and it helps me get there quicker. And so everybody's got something in them that makes them tick and focus and then help them, kind of zone in. And I just got lucky and found mine, although it took a long fucking time. But find something that, it's like a Pavlov's dog, man. You strike it and all of a sudden you start focusing, you know what I mean? Or you start, whatever it is, sort of like this little, this thing that we were talking about that I should hit every time over here before I grab my hose.
Yeah.
I need to do that more often, man. I want to strike that and go, oh man, the bowl's ready. That'll be awesome. Just have that feeling. So
Yeah.
Speaking of bowls being ready, I started vaping on my Mighty. Are you guys vaping on anything?
Yeah, I'm about to pull out the one.
I'm on my second Vaporizer bowl over here.
That's amazing.
Nice. I realize
we haven't
talked at all about, like, I like to get high and meditate. That's my thing. And like I know I've brought a few people like who aren't regular daily stoners, and I got them high and then tried to take them on my meditation routine, and they were just way too high to meditate. They're like, I'm having way too many thoughts. Like it's the sativa. I'm like, oh shit. But that's something that I've kind of like trained myself for, I guess. Like I've gotten really high on sativas intentionally, and then gone and meditated. And I think of like, it's like it's extreme training. If you can meditate on sativa, you can meditate. If you can dodge a wrench,
you can dodge a ball.
That's no shit.
I like that sound thingy, man, because this whole thing, I've heard you guys a couple of times talk about this fucking sound bath, man. I hear that.
Yeah, that's just me. Just cracking up.
Did you hit it?
Did you hear it that time?
Yeah, that's dope as fuck.
When we did that sound bath experience, the meditation that she led was pretty much like a mindfulness style meditation. It was about focusing on your breath or your physical being, or the sounds, or the way the sounds make your body feel. It was just all about choosing something other than your thoughts.
Yeah, I ended up focusing on on the vibrations, the frequencies or the tones.
Yeah.
Got about 4 or 5 bowls there, and that shit tuned me in, man. Like
That was a great experience.
I felt like I was tuned, like, you know what I'm saying? Like adjusted, tuned. It was great.
There was a part where I felt like I was alone and the same as everybody in the room at the same time. Like I felt like I was by myself and I was also everyone in the room. Like I felt like it was a universal me. Like I felt like these people next to me are no different than me. They are literally me. Like here we are. Yeah.
To add on to like the energy level.
Yeah. That was a wild experience. I mean, I know we had a bunch of dabs with the Puffco Peak, like the 40 minutes going into that, but that was a very real experience.
Dude, that shit doesn't matter, man. Like, I mean, when you vape daily, the questionable experiences are the ones when you didn't vape. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
If people, were you vaping? I'm going, of course, I was there. I was vaping. Yeah. I mean, that's how I experience things. And so it doesn't change the experience.
The tolerance break now becomes the excuse. Like, I'm sorry, I'm so angry. I'm on a tolerance break.
That's right.
I haven't vaped in 6 hours. I'm sorry, I almost fucking killed you.
That's it, 6 hours. That's your tolerance break. I love it, man. Well, since I woke up, 6 hours since I woke up. It's been 12, 18 hours in total. That's great, man. I love it.
Yeah.
Fuck, I tried to press the fucking button, god damn it.
It's all right. I didn't even try.
You still didn't do it.
You coughed over my coughing.
Fuck it, man. I ain't doing it.
So that's interesting, man. I really like that thought, and I think that what really stuck for me is when you said catching your thought and going back to your breath. Like that is the number one thing that I'm going to pick up from this. You know what I'm saying? I'll try to dedicate some time. We're gonna sit there and I'm gonna catch the thought. That's just what I'm gonna call it. I'm gonna catch my thoughts and then just focus on my breath and call it a day. You know what I'm saying? See how long I can do that.
So sit down, set 5 minutes apart for each day. Do a 5-minute meditation every day.
I'm gonna.
Dude, if all you do is sit down and breathe deeply for 5 minutes, your life will radically change. Fuck what your mind does. Just do that. Your mind will
just breathe deep.
No shit, man.
And release it slowly.
There's something about the breath. I haven't figured it out, but it's deeper than I can imagine. Like it really is. It really is the key or to it all, or the start of it all, or the essence, or there's something about life in general that is just intimately tied to breath, and I don't understand. There was a couple times where I had done some psychedelics, and I had the strangest but most amazing sensation where everything was silence. I was in a room with people and stuff. I couldn't hear anything except my breath. Complete silence but my breath. You know, like when you go underwater and it was like I was in a crowded room, and it was really weird, but that left a mark on me somehow about the richness and importance of breath. And I still haven't fully explored it, but yeah. So that's why I'm saying, if you know what to do, fuck it, man. Just go spend 5 minutes breathing deeply. Take deep breaths.
5 minutes a day.
By 5 or 6 breaths in, you'll get it. It doesn't take much. 2 or 3 breaths. It's amazing.
So here's the thing. When I used to go to the gym, which I need to get back in the fucking gym, when I would do a curl or I would do a chest press, whatever movement I was doing inside of the gym, I would always focus on my breath. I would breathe in, push the weight out. And as I go back, I release my breath, right? Or vice versa. I'd have to do it so I could tell you exactly. I don't fucking remember. Anyways, I always focused on my breath, and every movement that I did was aligned with my breath. I feel like that could be that, because when I did that, my life was completely different. Like I felt more in control. Just the act of going to the gym and doing it. I think it could be, like you said, Jerry, the breath thing, because that is the best time of my life like I've ever felt. When I would go to the gym 6-7 days a week, couple hours a day, I felt the best I've ever felt ever. I mean, not only is it physical activity, but it's got to be something paired with the mindfulness of that breath in and out, because I strategically control my breath with my rep so I can get the best form and all that jazz.
Dang, I wonder if that's
just the
why
fact
I
that you're
connect so
doing
well in my
things.
sessions, because I'm controlling my breath throughout my sessions as well. I wonder if that's probably why I'm able to focus when I have my sessions, because I'm calming things out and put music on, and it's all about breath because it's Vaporizer, man. That's dope, man. Thanks.
That's what I would do too, because I always listen to music. I tune everybody the fuck out. I'm listening to my music and I'm focusing on my breath. And that was just the reputation of going to the reps of, at the gym. It was a physical and breath rep, if that's a thing. You know what I'm saying? Reps with the breath.
Especially if you're focused on breathing, if you're putting active mind cycles into like, oh, make sure I take deep breaths and shit like that, for sure.
This is interesting. I think the breath seems to be the cohesive element of all of our things that help us meditate. I don't know why I keep doing this, because whatever. But that's interesting. That's very interesting. And maybe my not yoga, because it's not yoga. My meditation is the gym.
Great.
Yeah. I might as well just go do the gym, go to the mind and body yoga, which is the gym.
You should go to the gym and do your yoga. But I would also recommend setting aside 5 minutes a day. Yoga's awesome. Yoga can be fucking great.
Dude, yoga would probably fuck me up, because people can get into positions that I'm looking at myself.
Oh, yeah.
Or I look at them and I'm like, what the fuck? How are you even doing that?
Yoga is for real. Yeah, what I'm saying though is the exercise and all that stuff is great for you, but it's not the equivalent of mindfulness meditation. 5 minutes a day of mindfulness meditation, and
5 minutes a day of catching the thought.
Do it for 10 days.
So just catch the thought for 10 days, and then I need to go do some more meditation, mind and breath meditation. Or
5 minutes, sit somewhere with your eyes closed, focusing on your breath.
Why can't my eyes be open?
You can be with your eyes open, but
look for something to focus on though.
Yeah, you still got you have to lose focus on something.
So is that why you like go to the waterfall? That waterfall little location? Do you stare at the water and then catch your thoughts?
I don't stare at the water. I close my eyes.
Okay.
I go there and
I put what you focus on?
I put noise canceling headphones on, and I usually meditate with an track. So it's
I got a vape.
It has the frequencies.
Let's vape about it, man. What's everybody vaping on? Let's say hi to the viewers here. We've got 69 people. That's a great number.
69.
Yeah, man. How many thumbs up? How many thumbs down? What are we looking at?
20.
20. Okay, so there's 40 people that need to tell us if you hate it or love it. Just give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down, and you can even comment at the end and say "fuck you guys, you suck." Just let us know what you think.
I'm excited to see if we can get 69 people to meditate with us for 5 minutes.
69 people?
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like I got to scroll through the chat and see what's been going on.
You guys are all willing and ready to meditate for a few minutes with us? That'd be fun.
I mean, you better put a fucking timer on. I'll shut my eyes and I'll be weird as fuck for 5 minutes. This is gonna be a thing where there's no sound or nothing. So
yep, you gotta close your eyes and you're gonna focus on your breath, man.
Well, hopefully, and if not, and you're listening to this, because if you guys don't know, we are live streaming our podcast, and then we put it into the audio version so you guys can listen to it at work if you missed the live stream. So, anyways, if you don't want to do it and you don't have the time or you're working, fast forward 5 minutes. You can skip it.
And Austin, you're gonna focus on your breath.
Yeah, bro. I'm gonna focus on my breath and catch thoughts, man.
Catch your thoughts. Note your thoughts. Yeah. Here's how we're gonna do it. We're gonna focus on your breath. You're going to get distracted. You're gonna have little thoughts. You're gonna have little itchinesses. You notice that distraction. Notice it with a positive mind, and you go back to your breath. That's the cycle of mindfulness meditation. Each one of those little captures is a brain cycle, a mindfulness cycle.
It's a rep, man. It's a
a rep.
fucking rep. I can't even talk. Maybe I need that 5 minutes to catch to
Yeah, you
ground
do.
myself. Can I do something like can I do a task and still do mindfulness meditation?
No.
Damn. Okay.
Damn, bro.
That's okay. I'm just asking.
Uh-huh.
What if somebody asked that question? We don't know. Somebody might be listening to that and was like, "Good job, Austin." I was wondering the same thing.
I hear it all the time. Like it's
You can't do a task.
I
All
do
right,
this while
so-
driving, right?
So check it
Is
out.
mindfulness meditation specifically something that we're about to do that you can't do shit during?
So if you're re-listening to this,
That was a question.
oh, okay.
Sorry, I was coughing. What were you saying?
Is mindfulness meditation like a technique we're about to see or do, or because I mean, obviously you could do you could do something with mindfulness. So
Yes.
what do you mean by that? I guess.
So what we're going to do is the mindfulness meditation practice, or a simple form of it. You guys done vaping? You ready to put your vapes down and do this shit?
I got 44 seconds left.
Okay. Well, let me.
Then I'm
I was
gonna
gonna-
pop this on one more hit.
I don't have anything that I can hit in 45 seconds. I got a terp.
So dead. You're trying to move so fast to grab something, like you're about to miss out. You're like, wait, let me grab my shoes real quick.
Wait for me.
I just vaped the ball in the mighty. I'm all right.
I'm dead. I'm dead. Okay, so we're gonna really do this for 5 minutes. You better set a timer, bro, because if our eyes
Don't
are
worry.
closed,
I got this. I got
All
this,
right.
man. You were so worried. Like you were.
Yeah,
This is gonna help you so much, Austin.
check it out. We're gonna learn. We're learning today. We're gonna catch my thoughts because I vocalize my thoughts in a question format. My 44 seconds are gone.
Oh, you're gonna
Okay.
fuck up my meditation then, ain't you?
No, I'm gonna put it on mute so I'm not a dick. If I move or something, I don't want to fuck anybody's noise up.
I guess you'll see. Yeah, we should mute and let Troy run it for 5
Yeah,
minutes.
for sure. I'm gonna mute my shit.
You should be silent and still as possible. Like if you have an itch, just try to deal with it. Focus on it. Use that itch to like.
No, thank you. I'm gonna itch, bro.
You're completely rejecting like what I'm laying down just for
I
like.
got you. I'll
for,
try
like
to not itch
you're
and
just
itch.
you're just averting it. You're like, oh, I'm gonna be this guy that can't meditate. So on you.
Nope.
That's
I got
your
you.
choice, man.
I got you. I'll not scratch an itch. Let's run it.
All right. So let's start with some deep breaths. Take a deep breath in. Let your lungs just completely fill up with air. Feel your chest expand. Now would be a good time to close your eyes if you haven't already done so. As you exhale, you can kind of feel your chest melt down in, your belly smush in. Take a few more deep breaths. This is a good time to observe how you feel your breath. You may feel the air going over the hairs in your nostrils or over the skin in your nose. Or maybe it's in your throat or in your lungs. Or you can choose to actually focus on the way your chest expands and the way your body lifts and falls with your breath. Choose something that stands out to you with your breath and let that be your point of mental focus. Just observe it as you breathe. Relax your eyes, your jaw, your shoulders. Let your breath return to its normal pattern. Don't try to control it. Just sit there and observe it. when your mind wanders, and it always will, just take a simple note of the thought and refocus on your breath. I like to build a mental, visual feeling, like a picture of any senses my body feels, where I'm touching the chair or where my elbows are touching the desk. Just imagining a 3D visual of where my body is present, knowing only those two things. Sit and know that you are sitting. Know only that you are sitting and breathing. If it helps, you can count your breaths or your exhales. 1 on the inhale and 2 on the exhale. If you can make it to 6, congratulations. Start over. When you find yourself without any thoughts, make a little mental note. That's what the clear skies version of your brain feels like. And before we open our eyes, set yourself with one last moment of mindfulness. Know that you're sitting there and breathing, but know what you're opening your eyes to before you do so. Know your location, know your state of mind, know your state of well-being. Are you in a positive mood? Exactly, you are. You're going to open your eyes, you're going to pack a vape, and we're going to get faded. Welcome back to reality, everybody. Austin, you made it. Congratulations.
Yo, I feel like I just took a mental vacation, bro.
Right? Thank you, man.
For real. I don't know if
I
you were
would buy
watching.
your tape.
You guys are too kind.
I'm so dead because for real, I for real tried it. Like, I'm not even playing with you, and it was cool as shit. Here's the thing: when you told the thing that really stood out to me is you said don't control your breath, breathe normally, right? Because when I try to meditate, I try to think like, okay, how long the fuck do I breathe in and how long the fuck do I breathe out? Is there a specific like woosah fucking pattern, or is it just? It's not apparently, but that was cool, man.
Yeah,
but I feel like packing a vape.
Yeah, dude, me too. Me too.
I feel like I could have fell asleep there.
That becomes a problem for me sometimes. When I first started getting to meditating, I just wanted to meditate longer and longer and longer. And then I got to the point where I was forcing myself to try to meditate like 40 minutes. And then at like 35 minutes, I would be pretty much sleeping. So I would meditate for 35 minutes and then I would take a 2-hour nap. So push yourself, but only until like you can really feel it. Like start with just 5 minutes. That's all you need. I promise, man. You can do 5 minutes in the shower. Like I've done standing like
Bro, fall, bro.
nah, I promise you won't.
No, Troy, I dug that.
That's funny.
I like what you said about focusing on one thing in your breath, and that really helped me, especially like when you're talking about coming back to it. And now your voice is really good for that, man. Like no joke. Like I'm not shitting, man. I'm gonna buy your tape whenever you come out with one. Awesome.
My man's dropping fresh tracks, dude.
Yeah, man. That was awesome, man.
Oh man, I was nervous as fuck. I was nervous as fuck for doing that shit.
That was good, man.
Yeah, man.
I'm glad you didn't make yourself look stupid. So
the fucking room liked it too, man. The room liked it too, bro. So thanks for sharing, man.
Yeah, that was cool,
Nice.
man.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Did everyone close their eyes and went for a ride?
I did. I was almost nodding out a few times, focusing on my breath, man.
How many thoughts did you have?
I think it was around 5.
But
when we were doing that count.
But you got to a point where there was like, look, where you can differentiate. You can realize all these little things that pop into your head, they're not you. Like so many we're trained to hear those thoughts and just to like listen to them like constantly. And once you get in the habit of just like brushing them off a little bit, it's a serious rabbit hole of life change.
Tell me about
that. Sounds that was fun, bro. I was smiling like a motherfucker too, and that was real as fuck too. Because you said something about count your breaths, and I just started smiling because I felt like I was doing breath reps because we were talking about it, and I was getting to like 10 and 20 because I was just focusing on the number, like breathing in and out. So that was like for me, it was like a workout, right? But it was I could count it for a rep, right?
Yeah,
and that was pretty fun. That was a fun deal there.
Yeah, the more subtle you can make your
counting,
your point of focus, the better, well, the harder it becomes and the better you will be at it.
Interesting.
I've done things where I've gone and meditated in noisy environments. Like I've gone and meditated in places where there's people around and there's noise and there's distractions.
Correct.
Because at first, like when I first wanted to meditate, like I would try to find the quiet places and there'd be fucking jackhammers or dogs barking or noise. And then I listened to a guided meditation, and I highly recommend guided meditations as well. Look up Joseph Goldstein on YouTube. He's a brilliant meditation Buddhist guy. He has a ton of guided meditations. He had a talk where he went to Burma. Like he literally went there for like 2 weeks for just to meditate at this temple. And while he was there, they happened to be doing this construction next door. So the whole time there was jackhammers and shit. And he talked about how at first he was like, he's like, oh my God, I can't believe this luck. Like I'm here to do this meditation retreat. And this is what's going on. Like, this is what he gets.
Right.
But he said it ended up being more of a blessing, because then you can learn to just focus on that. So like if you get like an itch or if there's a noise in the neighbor, like you can focus on that. You can, just like we did with the sound bath, you could focus on the sound waves coming from the traffic, because you're sitting in a park that is near a busy intersection. Mm-hmm. You know, you can let your mind plant its most subtle, capable focus on whatever is most prevalent or whatever is there for you, and only that. And then whatever thoughts pop in, you deflect them.
That just made me tired, bro. I just yawned. That's fucking cool as shit.
it can be mentally exhausting. Like it's a different type of of mental exercise, and it does change your brain. Like it has been proven. Like if you practice mindfulness meditation, the neural structure of your brain will change and strengthen.
To what?
Because
Change to what? What's it changing to?
Mush.
well, you're developing more focus and concentration. You're making your brain better. You're making your brain more along the new thoughts.
Okay, I'm with you.
You're creating neural pathways.
It's a rabbit hole though, man. Like I promise you, like it's like the things that you can start to find out about yourself when you start meditating for longer periods of time.
Because it's just you and it's you with you. Like it's you and
it's a new you, man. Because right now the you that you have, you're married to your thoughts. All the thoughts that you have bouncing around, you're just carrying around like with a bag, and the earbuds in your ear. Once you develop this mindfulness, this habit, you'll have like the bag that you leave at home, and you'll be like this new person.
That would be fucking cool, bro, to leave some shit somewhere like that. Leave my bag at home. Let me do it.
Sometimes it's really that simple.
That'd be great.
It really is. It can be a massive life change.
That could be a good way to step away from what I do, because I carry my bag all the time. Like I've never set my bag down, if you will, if you want to go to that type of what you call it. But that'd be cool to set my bag somewhere and then just, good thing you didn't fucking catch yourself. That was a big old flame, man. What's you got going on over there, Jerry?
What's that, bro? Trying to get
psychedelics also create new
focus for
neural pathways.
There we go. Look at that. That's the focus I'm trying to get. Let's see if it stays there for me.
That'd be nice. I
got two different Actually,
what's going on?
I got
his camera focus is fire.
My rosin, my crumble, and my hash on a bed of fresh greens.
On a bed of fresh greens. I'm enjoying the salad that you made, man. It's so dope watching that shit vaporize, man. Just like watching the freshness just
Herbalizer window.
I gotta get better at it too, as far as the focus and all.
When you blow the smoke over the camera, the camera tries to track the smoke so it gets blurry.
Right on.
Oh, it makes the focus different.
Yeah.
That was a little bit.
Is that better? How about when I blow it in your ear, Austin?
I love it.
We'll do that instead.
All right. God, the phrasing is just always wonderful. That's lovely. How's everybody doing over there in the chat? How you guys enjoying this thing? What do you guys think? What is this? Thanks, man. This is live stream number 2 of the Modern Cannabis podcast. What do you guys think about this thing? This structure? I enjoy it.
This was a fun one. I enjoyed this.
Yeah, man. What time is it? It's 11. So we've been going for an hour.
Yep.
That's cool. I'll tell you what, that 5 minutes didn't last as long as I thought it would.
Like that 4. I don't know.
Well, did you time it, motherfucker?
You know what I like, Troy, is that you
I counted my breaths.
You gave us time to really settle in between times when you were talking, because 5 minutes goes by quick if you're really trying to guide and talk. And I was able to get like a good 4 to 5 my style big deep breaths in uninterrupted at times, and that was real nice. Yeah,
I wanted to time it in a way where I would give you enough breaths to either find some silence in between your thoughts, or get distracted and have a thought and just run off on a tangent, and then my voice would hopefully bring you back. Like, oh yeah, I'm meditating.
Right on.
Guided meditations are really helpful for getting the practice down. If you there's some really good apps that you can use.
There's an app for that, bro.
Yeah, 10% Happier is my favorite app. And
You told me about that, and I still have yet to do it.
Oh, it's great. You can it's free. There's a paid version. But there's a free version as well, and the free version is what I've been using for 2 years now, and it has some really good meditations for free in the 10% Happier app. Headspace is really good as well, and I actually paid for Headspace, but I prefer 10%
Well,
Happier.
I'll tell you what, I enjoyed what we just did there. So that worked for me. Some of these other people, man, they're cheesy. They feel cheesy. I feel like I just went to the school or like a teacher's trying to teach me something. I don't know how I mean, but I don't know how I'm explaining this. I'm not explaining it right. That last rip off of that one kind of did it for me. So I'm in a fun zone right now. So words are kind of difficult.
You're in the fun zone.
Somebody in the chat was asking what stem that is you got there that you obviously made, right?
On the one?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a wood vortex. That's a wood vortex that fits natively into the one, and I use it as like a cooling stem, and I feel like it adds more fluffy vapor. It's pretty snazzy.
Dope.
Yeah, man.
Thanks, Sam. I appreciate it.
12 millimeters, is it?
Yeah.
That's the goal. Right on.
Yeah, man.
Maybe I'll edit out that short little meditation and upload it as a standalone video.
Run it, man.
Like a 5-minute meditation with Troy.
You can
post
copy
that on
it out, but don't cut it out. Leave it in. That was great.
No, that's what I'm saying. I can make a copy of that and upload it as a standalone video if people are interested in it.
Yeah, dude, do that shit. That was what, 5 minutes? We could put that on Instagram stories or Instagram TV. We can put that on the Modern Cannabis Reddit on the Modern Cannabis subreddit of Reddit. The words I told you, bro, it's difficult right now. But you guys get what I'm saying, man. That'd be cool. Replay that shit, and let's see how many replays you get. Let's try to get 1 million replays of fucking Troy leading a guiding meditation. That'd be cool as shit.
I should probably include the part where with the instruction, right? Like a brief instruction of like how to mindfulness meditate, and then
I wouldn't change a thing, man.
How come this torch won't come out? It's all stuck in there.
I wouldn't overthink it, Troy. Catch that thought.
All right.
Catch that thought, man.
Oh man, I love it. You got a new
I like that term. Catch the thought. Hopefully I remember this tomorrow. That'd be wonderful.
You know, it said that we spend 47% of our lives in autopilot, in monkey brain.
No shit.
Makes sense.
Like even just tweaking that by 5% can make a significant difference in your life.
I'm digging it, man.
A lot of that shit, it's all on autopilot for a reason.
You want to see something really cool?
Yeah.
These are new lights for my truck dash. They're gonna be a nice blue. It took me a long time to put this together.
For your dash.
Yeah, I didn't build this, but like finding out how to do this took some time. It's pretty cool. I'm proud of it. I'm gonna replace it tomorrow because my stock dash lights are like dim and booty, so I can barely see while I'm driving at nighttime. So this is an upgraded version of that.
So you're working on your car. What's going on in your business, man? How are things going on this November? Good, man. You have new products?
Man.
What's happening?
We've got some fun coming for Black Friday.
Yeah?
I can tell you that. Black Friday is gonna be a good one. Good.
Yeah. How are things with your is it the vault?
Mm-hmm. The wood are not, they're not wood. They're not wood. They're
aluminum.
Yeah, the vault cases. The vault cases, I sold out of the pre-order, and then the couple that I made more than the pre-order units. And the vaults take a significant amount of time. And there's only so much time in a week, in a month, so I prioritized some other things ahead of more vault production. However, I've got some more thoughts about the vault. So I'm slowly but surely trying to continuously innovate new things.
So you didn't answer
Type of deal.
shit for that.
Did I dodge the entire question? Bro, listen. I told you words are difficult for me right now. So I didn't even answer the question. What's going on with the vault? They're out there and there's more coming. It's about the best
I don't know
can
why I'm
tell you.
sucking at this vape all of a sudden.
Is that did that answer that one for you?
Ta-da!
It's all right.
That's great.
Yeah.
They're out there. More coming.
That thingy there you got there that you're testing, or I haven't watched your video yet. Sorry, brother. I was super busy, but I'm finally caught up. That's one thing that's going on in my business for the first time in 2 fucking months. I'm finally caught up to where I don't have to make nothing. Like there's no orders, there's nothing that I can
Awesome,
I can set my
man.
bag at the door, man. Like
Time to
I
get
really
behind.
I wanna set my bag at the door tonight and just be mindful tomorrow.
There you go. There you
You know
go.
what I'm saying?
Happy Friday.
Oh fuck, tomorrow is Friday, isn't it? Ooh, I might just take the weekend off work. I've not fucking done that in a long time. Oh,
I
that is
like
not
I like
Day
making
tomorrow.
every day Friday feel. Like I try to do
That'd be
like
cool.
every day is a day. That's why the days of the week all end in day. Like it's just a day. Like you have 24 hours. Go.
That saying makes more sense now that you just put it in that way. At the end of a day, there's a day. Wednesday, Tuesday, Wednesday, they all end in a day.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, it's a day.
It's
That's funny.
You have 24 hours.
Mhm.
Just make of it what you will. Like find time for your family, your loved ones, the things you care about, your future, tomorrow, build something for tomorrow. Take care of your future self. Take care of yourself.
Fun, man. Fun.
A lot of people get caught up in like the hustle, the rat race style hustle of like it's Monday. Oh, Monday fucking sucks. It's like, yeah, it sucks because you're living a life where weekends are fuck off time and Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday is work time. Then you spend all that work on somebody else's shit. So there's it's like a polarizing level of happiness. Like it's two very
Troy
different
said,
worlds.
fuck it. I want 7 days of getting fucked up time.
Yeah,
That's
Yeah.
hilarious.
for
There
real.
you
I
go.
mean,
Or 7 days of work, depending on how you look at it.
yeah. Well, the thing for me is I narrowed the work that I'm willing to do. Like I looked at my life. I'm like, certain types of work sucks. What I want to do is I want to find the type of work that I have fun with, like the type of work that I'm excited to go do all the time.
Right on.
And I'm gonna build a business that only uses that type of work. And here I am.
Fuck.
Here you is.
Mm-hmm. What's funny is I got
Oh,
in
man.
trouble in high school for telling the teacher that I wanted to smoke weed for a living. I got kicked out of class and I got a detention.
Get the fuck out of here. That's great.
Right? I think Mrs. Brandt owes me a detention, bitch.
Oh, you must not
Oh,
like that,
shit.
teacher.
I like that a lot.
Well, she gave me a detention for saying that I wanted to smoke weed for a living.
Okay. Well,
Well,
this looks like you get to do what you said you wanted to do in your subconscious mind when you were young.
that was probably a pivotal moment, I bet.
Wow.
I've
Yeah,
not
I
wasted
guess
my whole life just to prove Mrs. Brandt wrong.
you probably owe her a big thank you. That's hilarious.
What's going on in the chat? How many people we got going on?
77, man. How many ups and how many downs do we got?
39 and 1. Not bad.
One down. That's wonderful. Let's get somebody give us a 2. Press the press that down button one more time.
Oh, I
man.
know.
Now it's 40 and 4.
Nice. Is it really?
Yep.
That's
There we
wonderful.
go. No prime numbers.
40,
man.
42 and 3.
42
Damn
and
it,
3.
now it's
Okay.
3. Shit.
At least we changed it. Cool.
Gotten rid of the primes here. I can't do a 3, man.
Can
Yeah,
you use
Samantha
a
gets
Visa gift
7-7.
card on my site? Emerald, you absolutely can use any form of payment.
Wampum?
Dude,
Do
that
you
was a
take
righteous
wampum?
bowl, man.
Do you take Bitcoin?
Do I? You know what? I don't, but I want to. I'm gonna write that the fuck down. I will take Bitcoin though.
Nice.
Yes, sir. Check that out. If for anybody wondering if you guys got some Bitcoin, I'll take it. You gotta let me know. You gotta give me a couple of days though, because I gotta kind of
You
figure
gotta
out how to
figure
take
it out how to take
it. But I'm gonna fuck around. I'm going to use Bitcoin.
I want to know if you find that note tomorrow.
Oh, it's good, dude. It's bright and fucking orange, man. I got the brightest colors. So
Oh,
they
it's
don't
on the
get lost.
orange pad. Those things, right?
Bitcoin payments.
He just said he never reads these things. So I don't know.
So Jerry, what's new in your world, man?
I've been beating up some vapes, playing with
Really?
that Crafty Plus a bunch. You know, we had a good time with that on that last show. And
How's it treating you now, man? How now that you've got a little bit of a relationship with it, how you doing?
I fucking love the thing, man.
Okay.
3 temps are money.
Okay.
I think they're right in the zone. Like, I mean, I'm as far as I'm concerned, I just pick up a thing in vape stores and Bickle away. I don't need the app. I just turn it on, fucking hit it till I feel like I want to bump it up, double click it, hit it till I want to finish it, triple click it, hit it till it's done. Toss the remains of a whole nugget out of the bowl, which leaves no residue or bits, which is important because you don't have a brush anymore. So that's how you get around not having the best brush in the industry. Use your vape nuggets in the thing, and I just repeat. It's fucking great, man.
Do you like it better than the Mighty? The current Mighty that's out right now. Do you think the Crafty Plus is better than the current Mighty that's
I
out
don't
right
know. I've got one on the way just so I can compare newest to newest.
Okay.
Because I'm comparing newest to old, and that ain't gonna work. So
Yeah.
I'll let you know after I get.
That will not work.
No,
Troy, how you
so
doing over there?
I
Do
can
you
answer
got a
that
need
next
a new?
week.
Do you got a need a new yet?
I almost bought a new one to
Okay.
compare, and I'm like, you know what?
Fuck it.
It doesn't matter. Like,
Okay. That's fair.
like even at a bare minimum, man. Like for me, the Crafty Plus is now, like, before I didn't see it as a viable vape. Like, I didn't recommend it before. Like, while everybody else was recommending it before, you know, the Vape Critic and the Vaporizer Wizard, it was all their top portable. For me, it was like, I don't like it. I don't reach for it. The thing lets me down. I don't recommend it. Like, if you're like me, you just buy the Mighty. Just buy the fucking Mighty. Now the Crafty Plus is viable. Now it's something that I've actually reached for. I've carried in my pocket. I've used it for, you know, my daily out and about vape without any major infractions. It hasn't made me cry. It hasn't pissed me off. Now it's respectable. I can understand why a lot of people are like, they're disappointed with the lack of changes that they expected. But here's the thing, all of those expectations, those are all constructs built upon different industries and different realities and different cultures. All these things that everybody says Stores and Bickle needed to do. Who really makes the decision on what they need to do? It is the market. You know, if people buy the vape, then it was enough. You know, the enthusiast space has this really toxic habit of building a narrative that goes along with certain opinions, and I'm trying to avoid all that shit with my opinions of vapes from now on.
Right on.
Okay.
Like, I'm not going to be like, I'm really disappointed that Stores and Bickle did this, you know, knowing damn well that yada yada yada. It's like, well, let's take the vape for what it is.
You like the Crafty Plus, yes?
Yeah, it's a huge improvement from the old one.
Cool. So it sounds like the Crafty Plus is a nice vaporizer.
In my opinion, it is a nice vaporizer.
Cool beans, man.
It's what I'll use probably most of the time if I'm gonna grab a portable. for a while, I think.
Really?
Yeah. I
Okay.
mean, because I was usually grabbing the Mighty, or it was, okay, now I got to think about it when I wanted something smaller. And now I don't have to think about it when I want something smaller than Mighty. I just grab a Crafty Plus. Whereas before, I would only get three and a half bowls out of it. You know, damn well that's not going to work for me. Five or six will get me to the grocery store and back anytime. So I can do that, man. So
You're running 5 or 6 through that thing to the grocery store and back?
no, it was a joke, man.
Okay.
I
was about to say, damn, bro.
It'll get me through any night out. I mean, unless I'm going short. And I can share a little bit of that. Depending on how
You
late
say unless you're going shirtless? What did you say?
unless I'm going to share.
Oh, I'm sorry. I think it was a cough, and it sounded like you said unless you're going shirtless, and I'm like,
I didn't.
Wait,
but I like where you're going. I like where you're going.
if you're shirtless, the vape can't keep up. But
Yeah.
if you got a shirt on, it's all right.
when I go shirtless, it has to be right. And the Mighty is pretty much, yeah. If it's a shirtless night, we go Mighty. Otherwise, Crafty.
That's funny.
This
Wow.
is interesting. Mindfulness, catching
So,
thoughts.
that
Crafty Plus.
I've been beating up some other little testy things. I'm always breaking out the volcano for the household. And of course, I can't stop playing with the herborizer. I feel like I'm missing something here. Like there was some other shit I was doing. I don't know, but we almost got the review done for the Crafty that'll go up on Planet of the Vapes. Got a little first look up there.
I got my first look up on 420 Vape Zone for the Crafty Plus, but I'm gonna hold off on the review. I'm gonna beat it up for maybe a couple months.
Right on.
I'm in no hurry to review if they put up a Mighty Plus, then I will have a boner and I will make a bunch of content for it.
Jesus Christ. What if the Crafty Plus is the Mighty upgrade, bro?
Don't. No, that's not a good vision. I don't like that.
Well, I'm just saying.
That's a bad narrative.
Well, hey, catch your thought, bro.
Nick missed me, man. Yeah,
I'm vaping on this lava cake.
It's kind of fucking cold up here, dude. This vent in my office is, I don't know why the fuck it doesn't want to heat, but there's something going on that I need to check out because it's cold as shit up here, man. It's getting cold outside, and now I'm feeling it up here.
What's the temperature outside there?
I don't know. Cold.
Is it cold enough to freeze?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, you've been
snow outside, bro.
Right on, Cody. Keep it going.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, snow. It's snow outside. There's big ass icicles off the front of my e-straws and shit. That fun jazz.
Ooh, it sounds like good old time, Austin.
Yeah, man.
Just kidding.
Sometimes I get paranoid, and I think to myself when I walk underneath a big ass icicle, I'm like, that could probably break down right now. If it fell down and hit me, it could kill me because it's just sheer heavy ass ice that's sharp as fuck. You know what I'm saying? In certain locations. I kind of jump to try to move through that space as fast as possible.
Man, that's funny.
That's a situation that I encounter.
What are the odds of that happening?
Oh, dude, I don't know.
Do you know what the odds are of you being born being born
400 trillion to 1?
That's exactly it.
Yeah.
That's exactly it. 1 in 400 trillion.
Yeah.
You must have looked that number up as well.
Gary Vaynerchuk, bro. Gary Vaynerchuk. He kind of, huh?
The odds of what?
Being a human being.
The odds of being born you.
Yeah, it's 400 trillion to 1. That's the odds of you being.
How'd he come up with that shit?
The time and all of the living things and maths.
I love your questions, bro. They're so.
I mean, that's quite the calculation, motherfucker.
It was done by scientists, according to Mel Robbins.
How did you figure that out?
I got the number from Mel Robbins, by the way.
How big? That's a meaningless number, though, man. 14 what trillion?
400 trillion. 1 in 400 trillion.
400 trillion. What the fuck does that mean, man? Like, is there anything in the world? I mean, 400 trillion, was it like how many?
That's a damn big number.
Bacteria maybe are on my big toe or something, but I don't know. Beyond that, 400 trillion. Jesus, that's a
big number.
That's crazy.
So you've already won the lottery. You've already won the
Yeah.
lottery.
Yeah, technically, yeah.
Don't be so negative.
Totally, man.
Yeah,
Totally.
that's true.
Don't be so negative.
Here's the thing, though.
I
Your
think
mind.
so.
Your one thing that I have learned recently, like the past couple of years, is like your mind is a very powerful thing. You can change what happens. You can change the trajectory. Words, with your mind. If you think thoughts strategically.
Yeah, if you
Absolutely.
if you form a positive vision of yourself in your brain as like your image of what you are, you will become that. Like if you see yourself as a failure constantly, that's what you will be. Like you have to have like that positive self image, because you are what you think about. Your brain is extremely powerful, and we don't spend enough time training it and making it stronger and tuning it, optimizing it.
Right on.
I like going to the sensory deprivation chamber, going to the float tank.
Yeah, I remember talking about that one time, man,
I wanna do
and
that.
floating and then getting too faded and then worrying if you're gonna drown.
It's not that bad.
I know.
Dude,
But
I'd
it was a
love to do
thought.
that. Fucking
It
bad.
was a
That
thought
thing
that I
would be
had.
awesome. That'd change your fucking life right there, man.
It's nice.
Yeah.
Although there are some gotchas, like floating around in there, because it's
What,
like it's
turds?
salt water. It's really really salty water.
Right?
So if you have any like open cuts or like even like a little pimple that you scratched and popped, that shit hurts and it stings. So you're trying to like float there and meditate, like with that stingy feeling in your right butt cheek or wherever the little pimple was that you popped, because it's salty water. So you have to like rub
that.
this KY jelly on wherever your
I don't
wounds
even
are.
want to know where all those things are on me.
No, it totally
thanks.
sounds like you're describing a personal experience
That just
because
blew
you know the
my
solution to those to those feelings.
You had me until like that noise, man.
Dude, don't.
That's how you keep me out of the pool right there. You go, oh, it's great. It'll make you feel fucking sore on your body. I'll be like, no.
No, that's why
Fuck are you thinking?
you gotta rub KY jelly on.
Paying for this shit too? You paying for that?
Yeah, you pay for it,
Yeah,
Jerry.
it was just part of a study.
You pay for it. Here's how it works. I'm gonna do it soon. Like I'm gonna buy like 10 floats. I'm gonna buy the 10 float punch card. You pay them, and you get like 90 minutes in the room. You go there, you take a shower. They take you to your private room. You're given a room with a shower and a float tank in it. The float tank has this super saline solution that's like constantly being pumped and filtered, and so it's fresh. Plus it's also saline, so it's like antiseptic or whatever.
Right.
So you take a shower, you get naked, you take a shower there.
You get naked, you take a shower.
If you put you put the wax earplugs in your ears,
On the salt.
and then you take the KY jelly and you put it anywhere like
Put
you
the
have
lotion on the skin, bro.
If you have like a cut or any wounds, you put the KY jelly over it, so the salt water doesn't hurt you. And then you crawl in the tank and you close the lid and you float there. You float there for the remainder of your time, and then when you get out, you take a shower again.
I'm so giggly, bro. It's amazing.
What happens to the jelly?
It stays on your skin. You just put it enough on your skin to like cover, like you have a cut or a wound or.
Why are you laughing, bro? Oh, I love it. This is fun, man. I needed this today too. I needed this today.
That was hilarious.
Usually, what I do is when I go, I'll do a bunch of dabs in the car,
Oh, fuck.
and then I'll go in there and I'll be really high when I go in there, and then when I get to my room, when they take me to my room, and then I do a few more dabs, like with the Rio or the Puffco Peak or something like that, before I do my float. I'd like to do it on edibles. Like I'd like to do it on edibles, but
That's an insane feeling.
I'm a
I
little
think
too
a
scared.
mindful meditation would be wild to try to imagine yourself floating and then feel what you're imagining. That sounds wild. Sounds
Dude,
like a fun trip, man.
Show me your
what's-
stems. I want to see your stems, everybody. You got a bunch of stems.
Holy shit, Jerry Bear.
I want to make some tea or something. I don't know. Nice
got-
stems. They're dusty stems.
I've got this stem, bro. This is the stem I got. This
Oh
one.
yeah, man, that'll work.
So the thing about those flotation tanks, like
Yeah.
all of your other senses go away, like because the water is the same temperature as your body. You don't feel like that you're in water, and
That fucked me up like a
you'd
black
say-
hole.
yeah. So you don't feel any touch. You just feel like you're just suspended there. You don't hear anything because for one, you get earplugs, and also it's really quiet. That the water drowns out all the sound. There's no light that's gonna fuck you up. So once you are deprived of all of those senses and you can just isolate your naked ass body floating there with nothing
All gelled
interference.
up and protected.
Yeah, like well, here's the thing. Like when we were meditating, like you become aware that you are a human body sitting there breathing, like in some presence. When you're floating,
I like how you're frumpy.
you can just become a something in a pod. Like all of those things go away, and your brain is really simplified. And when all those senses go away, the quiet zone, like the spot where there's no thoughts, it's like a fucking supercomputer because all the senses are gone and everything else is just fucking turned up. So the revelations you have, and when you self-reflect, when you're in that type of environment, it's like thousands of times more intense and impactful and resultful because it's like a super you. It's like you are just like rah, yeet.
Mm-hmm.
That's exciting.
My
I
daughter
fucking
would have
love
got really excited with
Give me
that
some of that.
my daughter likes to roar too. She likes dinosaurs.
I was gonna roar much louder, but
My daughter would have roared with you. She'd have been like,
sometimes when I make too much noise in my content, like my family will hear and they'll think that I'm like calling for help, and they'll come like
Shit.
busting in. I'm like, no, I was just shouting for impact in the video.
Fucking funny, man. I love it.
That sounds interesting.
I love
It's gonna be some point where I'll be having a heart attack and be screaming for help, and
Nobody's
they'll be
calling.
ignoring me.
Man, I'll tell you what,
For years.
I'm hungry as fuck. I haven't eaten but one time today, and I don't even remember what I ate.
Have you been taking any edibles since our edible experience?
I've not, man.
episode?
I've been putting out fires the past couple
I
of
took
days.
some about 2.5 hours ago. About
That
3
sounds
hours.
lovely.
I
A big old
found
slab of butter toast.
dude, that those edibles, as great as they are, they give me the mega munchies.
Mm-hmm.
Like holy shit! Like I ate things that I did not know that I was capable of consuming that amount of food anymore. Like I thought that I was past that.
That's
For real.
amazing.
Like I one night I ate a whole watermelon, and then I ate a whole pineapple. Not the rind and stuff, but like I cut it, put it into
How big
a bowl.
was the watermelon? Give me a
It
watermelon
wasn't
size.
like the
Okay.
It was
Okay.
like it was like the not the personal, but a little size of my head. Size of my head.
Dude, watermelon is so good, and you know when you eat so much of it, and then you walk, and it's just fucking like you just you can hear your stomach just sloshing.
I had to piss so frequently the next day.
Yeah, man, it hydrates the fuck out of you though, real good. Like watermelon does. Watermelon.
Watermelon.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah, bro.
Sounds like something Troy would rub on himself before he goes into the.
I'm gonna make a video about this float tank for 420 episode.
I can't wait to go. I heard also if you deprive your senses long enough, like your sight and your sound, like you really can't see, and like even like 30 minutes, that your your brain starts to make up an alternate reality that is just as real as what you've been through, because it needs something. It can't disassociate for that long. And I don't know if that's true or not, but that's what I've heard.
I've heard that as well. I heard that when that one sound company,
I'm dead.
they built that zero sound room, like where there's like you go into the place and there's no, you can only hear the sound that your body makes.
Wow.
Like 10 minutes of it, you get like ill, like you just get like
Wow, I hadn't thought about that.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Hold on. When you're there and floating, you hear your body and you feel sick.
No. I was talking about the soundproof room things that they'd created. I can't remember what they were called, but like you go in this specially built room that is made to
be quiet as fuck.
Yeah, like so soundproof that even like the only thing that you can hear in there is like the sound generated by your own blood and organs.
And you can hear, so it's so quiet that you can
like you would just hear yourself, like you'd hear your breathing and just be like uncomfortable with that presence.
What if you just try to love that presence?
I'm sure that would be the mental stance that would probably get you through it. I'm just reiterating what the articles were.
That's interesting. That sounds weird, though. I'm gonna tell you that. Like, if somebody's like, go in this room, you can hear your organs. I wouldn't. That's not something I'd be like, okay, bro, let's go. You know, I'd be like, great. I'm glad you can do that if you want to.
For real, dude. You can hear your organs? Because I would love to hear that.
It'd fuck me up, dude. I don't want to hear my
organs. Like you hear your internals?
I mean, there's have you heard your own internals before? Have you ever been in?
I've heard my stomach fucking rumble like I'm hungry.
Just like my breathing, like I told you about before.
You never been in a position to like hear your own heart?
Yeah, I guess pulse and heart. I've heard that before. Sure. I guess I've heard some things, but I mean, I haven't heard like, I don't know what I haven't heard.
Can you imagine having that extreme anxiety where not only are your thoughts bombarding you, like all your shitty self-hate thoughts, but also you can feel your throat.
Your negativity. That doesn't sound fun.
Where you can hear your throat closing up and you can hear your breath and your heart palpitations and your stomach rumbling and the potential diarrhea boiling. All of those anxieties of just nothingness.
This brushstroke sounds yummy.
It's quite the awareness.
Yeah.
What is it? What? I don't know where we're going.
Vape that shit, bad cheesy.
What's happening? What's happening in the chat, man? I haven't paid attention. I'm sorry, guys. I hope everybody's doing good. Where are we at? How many ups? How many downs? How many viewers? Where are we at? We're at almost 2 hours deep right now.
Make it happen, man. Light that fucker up.
We're faded. We should probably call it. It's faded o'clock.
I still want to know how many ups and how many downs we got.
Oh, we're at 52 and 2.
Okay. They gave me my the two downs that we asked for. Give us four.
That last bowl jacked me up, man. That was a righteous bowl.
That's wonderful.
Gave me the giggles and the chills.
You guys had the jiggles. The jiggles.
I didn't have any jiggles, bro.
I'll take the jiggles anytime, man. That sounds like fun.
You guys had
jiggles, bitch.
You guys had the giggles for a while.
I want the giggles and the jiggles.
Sounds like fun. All right, Troy. So where can they find our content? What are we doing? Let the people know what's going on, man.
Well,
gigglesandjiggles.com, motherfucker.
If you're into the podcast format, you can get it at Spotify or iTunes or Google Play or wherever your other podcast formats are found, or directly at moderncannabis.com. If you're looking for myself, Troy, 420vapezone.com is where you'll find me, or on YouTube, Instagram. I review vapes mostly. What about you, Austin?
Well, my name is Austin Simrell, if you guys don't already know, but I'm assuming, or at least hoping, that somebody knows who I am. But
I do.
If not, you can find me on Instagram at Simrell Collection, or you can go to my website, simrellcollection.com, where I make aftermarket accessories for Dynavap and other vaporizers. And I do this thing with Modern Cannabis, and you can also find some more of our Modern Cannabis content on the Reddit subreddit Modern Cannabis. And if you're looking for some swag, we've got one shirt. You can check it out at amazon.com. Just type in Modern Cannabis and get a shirt if you want. That helps support us and do what we do. But other than that, Jerry, where's everybody going to find you at, man?
Well, right here's where you'll see me.
I like that.
You can read me at Planning the Vapes. I put my nose in at Fuck Combustion regularly, less these days, but I've been there forever. And what's my Instagram? 6 Stones 420?
It's 6 Stones 420, buddy.
Right,
I got you, bro.
What's my Instagram again?
6 Stones 420 if you want to see some pictures of shit I'm doing. That's pretty much where I'm at, man. So
God damn it, that's fun.
Working all that. And thanks.
Epic. You see this the pyro that released today, Jerry?
Did it release today? I saw a stack of them on Instagram. It looked pretty cool.
Yeah, I launched my video today as well. So hit up 420 Vape Zone to see the little first look of the pyro.
And go to 420 Vape Zone to see everything early and on the money and legit. Man, my boy is, every time something comes out, he's got more video on it than anybody, quicker than anybody, and he knows his shit. So check out him.
Thanks,
even if it's a 510
God
vape.
damn it.
I know you felt like I took forever, but you got them all in there, bro.
Oh man, that 510 video. That 510 video was such a fucking thorn. That thing was
Hey,
brutal.
how long are we going? I'm just curious because
Eli.
you got the button power, bro. I just always got to remind you that you're the one that's got to shut it off. So however long you want to go, that's fine. Yep. I just want to let you know that we're there.
Yep, I was just waiting. I was waiting for us to say all the things that I wanted to say before hitting the button. So we'll wrap that up right now. In addition to finding our content on moderncannabis.com, you can catch us live every Thursday night, 7 p.m. Pacific time is about what time we stream on the YouTubes. If you want to catch us live, that's the place to do it.
That's also 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Troy, because not everybody lives in California like you do. All
right,
fancy and shit.
That's why I said Pacific Standard. That way they can do the math.
Yeah, but they don't have to if I tell them.
What time is it in Bali, damn it?
I don't know that one. Well, I'm sorry. I
don't want to hear about it till you do.
That'd be funny as shit.
Come back when you got that down. Otherwise,
have all the countries' times in which they can listen to it, so they don't have to figure it out. They just know.
Next time I'll mute you and then I'll do the closing.
Okay.
But you can catch us everywhere.com, Spotify, or live. I like the live format. You can watch us in historical view as well. But peace out. Leave some comments. Thanks for chatting. Thanks for being part of the community.